Welcome to J.A.M Media, where we have passionate conversations with people about things that we love. Today I've got Robbie Eagles, a professional wrestler and the current PWA heavyweight champion, joining me. Robbie, how are you?
I'm good, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
PWA has its 10-year anniversary show coming up, Call to Arms, on August 4th. You must be incredibly proud to reach that milestone.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been around with the company for 9 of the 10 years, but I feel like I've been there since the start. So to get to something this big, and to know how hard the guys and girls have worked for it too, I think it's just it's a shining star for all the work and passion that everyone's put into their trade, and hopefully it all pays off and we have a stellar show like we think we're going to.
And did you ever think that the company would reach 10 years?
There were some hardships at certain times. There was definitely low points as well, but we've always had pretty strong morale around the troops. So I always thought we would get here. It's just whether or not we continue on from 10 years and for another 10 years.
And to mark the occasion, you've got Will Ospreay coming out. He's facing you after you won the triple threat on Friday.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. Going up against someone like Will, he's a world-class talent, and he's literally, lit the world on fire by being in every place that you could consider wrestling as a hotbed. And the things that he's able to pull off, arguably no one else can. So to go up against someone of that sort of caliber, it is intimidating, but at the same time, as much as it's a test, I feel like I am somewhat ready. I'll still have to train for it, but it's a test for me to see where I'm at, and mentally, I might not be there yet. Closer to the day, I'll definitely be ready for the fight, but in my heart, I know I've got what it takes to be on the same level and same par as Will.
And in the past, PWA has relied on just the homegrown talent for their shows. Is that something you're really proud of, especially being a trainer at the academy?
Yeah, I think because of our geographical location, it's a little bit hard to get people to travel over to Australia. I mean, it's still possible. Financially, it can be a strain, but also just for the fact of distance and time. So we like to build the people that we know are going to be here week to week, month to month, whatever it is, because they're the core of our group, and they're the guys and girls that our audience is going to become familiar with, because we may be able to get people from other countries, but how often can we keep doing that, whether it's a finance or a time and distance thing. So we know how good the talent is here, and we know how hard they train and how much they push themselves to be better than their last showing, and through that I've always wanted them to be able to showcase all their skills. And if we have to rely on bigger names or international components, it doesn't give them the opportunity to always go out in the ring and have those matches that they know they can have. So I think it's really a high achievement for our crew, not just here in New South Wales, but those that we've featured from all over Australia.
And you've sort of proven that passion over the years. You've had a couple of talents sign with the WWE recently.
Yeah, I mean, like seeing Billy Kay and Peyton Royce over there, and they're PWA alumni. That was an amazing moment for us, and we've had people like Emma has been a part of PWA cards, and Buddy Murphy has also been a part of our cards before. So
Evie.
Oh, you've got Evie, of course. Dakota Kai, I think, is what she's going by now, and Rhea Ripley, former Demi Bennett, has also graced the PWA ring. So it's really outstanding to see where we've come, even just a matter of like the last 5 years. So if you look at PWA 10 years ago and PWA 5 years ago, even then, we thought it was so far beyond the possibility that any of our talent would get to that highest level. It's proven that their talents, their technique, and everything they've done locally has gotten them to the stage.
And is that something you'd like to continue over the next 5 years, see the company grow?
I think seeing the guys and girls that we have at training at the Pro Wrestling Academy and also at the House of Free Fighting in Newcastle, because we work so closely with them, it's just a matter of time. There's so many stars in the making and stars that we have now, but they just haven't been discovered yet. So I think it's a matter of time and that casting call. What are these companies looking for? What's WWE looking for? What's New Japan looking for? And the moment they're looking for that role, we already have that person waiting. So I think it's just a matter of time.
was going to say, is there anyone on the roster at the moment that you think might be the next one to...
There's a handful. I think as much as he's one of my harshest enemies, Mick Moretti is one of the best that is going in wrestling today, not just in this country. I think he's severely underrated on a worldwide scale, but he's doing his thing in America now, so I'm sure he's going to get a lot more eyes on him. Jessica Troy and Charlie Evans, same thing. They're just making the rounds in the States. I think they just competed at Rise, which is a sort of development show for Shimmer. And hopefully that gets more eyes on them because both those girls are amazingly talented. Shazza McKenzie just today winning the Heart of Shimmer title. So it proves that, our talent and our performers are second to none.
And recently we've seen the WWE explore options with the Cruiserweight Classic, the UK tournament, and now the Mae Young Classic. Do you think they could ever do something with Australian talent, Australia-New Zealand?
I think it's definitely a possibility if we do some sort of Anzac tournament or an Anzac title. There's a strong component of WWE fans in Australia, and they come in hordes when they come out here. So they definitely have the audience ready to go, and they've got such a big group of wrestlers, male and female, to use at their disposal locally here in Australia and New Zealand. So I think, again, it's just a matter of time. I have my fingers crossed because it'll also help get eyes on our local products. But yeah, I think give it maybe another 5 years or less. I'd like to see it happen.
And even just looking at your schedule recently, the Australian scene is quite strong. Like this weekend you had 4 shows in 4 days. Do you think social media has played a part in that rise of wrestling again?
Yeah, it definitely has. The access with the internet and online apps and social media, like you mentioned, have definitely allowed us to reach out to people a lot easier and get the word out for events. Whereas, when I first started, Facebook wasn't really that strong. There wasn't really a Twitter presence. Instagram wasn't around. Snapchat wasn't around. So we were literally going up and down the streets, letterbox drops, and putting posters in local businesses, and we still do some of that, but that only works to a certain degree. People's span of attention is so quick, and often when you see people walking up and down a street, they're not actually looking left and right, they're actually on their phone scrolling. So it's definitely helped us not only reach out to people and let them know that these match cards are happening locally to them, but also keep in contact with our fans as well. And that's a really important part because they support us, but we want to show that we care for their support and we want to be able to contact them back.
I just had one final question. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
It's really hard to determine. There's lots of things that I'd like to do for personal growth, but also every time I step foot in the ring and every time I take part in a show, it's to grow what we have here. So as much as I'd like to, work for a WWE or wrestle at a New Japan event, they're aspirations of mine on a personal level, but I'd like to see the events here grow to what I know they can be. I know how great the matches are that the guys put on, and I just think it's a matter of time until we're moving away from the bowling clubs and more into the stadiums.
Yep.
And in the next 5 years, I'd like to see more stadium events, more arena events, things that hold not 100 to 200 people, but, a couple of thousand people, because the guys and girls are worth it. Our talent's worth it. I know how hard we all work for it, and we're all working for growth. It's a very different age, and we don't have a lot of people that are out for themselves. They have a lot of heart and passion, and they wear it on their sleeves. So in the next 5 years, I'd like to see the audiences double, triple, quadruple in size, and I think it's definitely possible.
Awesome. Thanks for your time and good luck with the show in August.
Jamie, thank you very much, mate.
If you enjoyed this interview, please subscribe to my channel, share the video, and head on over to jamyaksmedia.com so you can continue to see more interviews like this in the future. Thanks.